The second editorial of today's Business Standard is titled Elusive Inclusivity. It deals with the less representation of women in the director boards of Indian companies. The MCA's latest bulletin says that even by being in the 21st century, there is still not much change in the representation of women in the director boards. As more and more DIN gets registered with the MCA, it should ideally mean that more women are also being registered as a director. But it turns out that more men are in fact becoming directors, and the number of women or the proportion of women has remained the same for the past 4 years. For example, 68% of directors registered in January 2026 were male. Private companies in this aspect perform a little better when compared to public companies. 29% of directors in private companies are women when compared to 20% in public companies. As per rules, the listed companies with a turnover of over 300 crore and a paid up capital of more than 100 crore must have at least one woman director. The government's own high-performing companies like Maharatnas and Navratnas fails to follow the simple rule. There were only 11% of women as directors in the Maharatnas and Navratnas. Even worse, in order to obey the rules, the companies nominate a woman who is a relative or a promoter of the company. The law was then changed that this should be an independent director. What is an independent director? Independent director has no relationship with the company. They are expected to make unbiased opinion in the director meeting. Example, Mr. O.P. Bhatt, a former SBI chairman, is in the director board of Tata Steel. Executive director, on the other hand, could be an employee of the firm or a promoter of the firm or anyone who has a significant business interest in the firm. Example, Anand Ambani in the Reliance board of directors. As of March 2025, nearly 97% of the companies listed in NSE have at least one woman director, which is a good thing. But more than 50% of the companies have just one woman director, which reveals that they are just doing something for the sake of complying with the law. Among all these things, there is something positive for the country though. When compared to 2014, where we had just 5% women directors representation, today it has improved much better. And China, one of the industrial powerhouses producing more than 30% of the global manufacturing output, has not even 20% of women directors in their private or public companies. Now, what is the reason behind the missing women in the directorship board? Women, just like any other man, would enter the work stream at a low management level, gets promoted to the mid-management level, then suddenly they drop out, leaving a gap in the top management. Why do they drop out? The single answer, a non-conducive social ecosystem. What are the social ecosystem? Outright misogyny. Men look down upon women who perform better, which means the men could be threatened for the women performing better. Women are typecasted into roles such as HR and CSR because interpersonal skills, patience, emotional intelligence, multitasking, etc., which are the qualities socially attributed to the woman, making them a natural fit for HR and CSR. Scheduling meetings outside the working hours or scheduling meetings at bars or similar places where women might feel uncomfortable. Above all, women is assigned the household work no matter how developed we are. Now, what is the solution or how can we bring more women to the directorship board? The editorial says that instead of our India being a protectionist country, we should liberalize more and try to open up to integrate with the global supply chains. When we do that, this could create more jobs and this could in fact expand the market for women, and this discrimination can be avoided to a larger extent. The classic example is the Indian IT sector. Now these are some examples of profitable Maharatnas and Navaratnas. Thank you.